Hey, I just wanted to pop in and say that this is the first time I recorded a video of this length. So towards the end, I did face a little bit of technical difficulties with the audio and the lighting, but luckily I planned for that to happen. So I increased the quality of the content covered as the video progressed to kind of make up for any imbalance with the quality in AV. This led to my final question, leaving today's guest completely speechless, which was really cool. And I also threw in a couple of really funny moments at the end that just didn't quite make it into the final cut. So without further ado, let's ask him the questions that his friends won't.
This is what happened. My engineer screwed me. It was like 3 in the morning. We had just finished recording the song. I was getting ready to leave. He's like, bro, can you do me a favor?
Welcome to the show, how you doing? I'm KB, I'm a young boss and I'm really so amazing. Flowing is my hobby and I do it with a bass swing. Hating cause you mad that I'm going on so crazy. I'm a go-getter and I never sit back. You hella drunk if you think that I would cap.
And like, honestly, bro, the shit that we've been doing as like a team with like the RMRP that you always see me doing with all my shows. We did our first actual like real event, March of last year, and everything's been a success. We sold out March, we sold out May, we did Flocka, we did Bones Thugs and Harmony, we did G Herbo, Trippy Red, we did a Halloween show. We actually have some coming up this year. Got this dude named Dro Kenji coming in March, and that's gonna be in the city. That'll be fun.
So what's the acronym for it?
RMRP, Real Music, Real People.
Brand new whip, the seats is chocolate chip. Bitch, I blow by the pound and you blow by the zip. 9 mil city.
My name is KB London. Most people call me KB. And I make
racks. 101 Burberry shades all black. Okay, now I'm feeling like I got my swagger back.
I'm a creative, so I like fashion, different like that. I like to express myself creatively. I like a few different producers, but one that I work with and I like to work with, his name's Aurora. He's part of the Nerd team. I like my engineers a lot. They really help me out a lot, and they outsource a lot of producers for me. So shout out Kicks, shout out Scooter Jr., and that's pretty much mostly who I work with, Aurora, Kicks, and Scooter.
Nice.
Pretty much. Kicks and Scooter always touch my vocals and mix and master. So Arrow, I met him not too long ago. So actually, it was the RMRP show in March. So they have like a videography team. They got pretty much everything. They got artists, they got videographers. But my boy Devin from Nerd, he came and shot the show in March, and then he introduced me to Arrow. And Arrow was like, I want to work with you, yada yada. And then pretty much I was like, hey, yo, I need a beat for X, Y, and Z. And then he did the beat for me and Justin's song Twitter Fingers. Musically, watch my profanity. But shoot, I like a lot of different things, but I would probably say the reason, like probably like my brother, rest in peace, my brother, to my family. You know, they influenced me a little bit. Like my mom, she put me on, the Fat Boys, and that's like heavy beatboxing, and they literally rapping about them being fat, but that's crazy rhymes. That's before people even cursed and rhymed.
Yeah.
I listened to NWA when I was a shorty, me and my pops. My dad's, favorite rapper was Jay-Z. When I was a kid, I was getting put on like Rakim. I remember my dad had 2 big CD folders. My sisters are creatives. I don't know. I'm not like up to date with music like that. Yeah. I like a lot of older stuff. So I like beats, 808s and stuff like that. So I like hard beats and like lyrics. So I like older stuff. I like Ludacris and like Kanye, but some newer things I like Quinn and FN, Old Comethazine. It's just a bunch of stuff. Yeah, I like Big X the Plug. I say that. I like Big X the Plug too. That. Big X. It's like it seems like he has an effect on. Yeah. But his music and his samples are so great with his selection. Like, they soulful, but they are very modern. Like, I don't know, it's a good mix between both, but, that's just how I feel. I got a collab album with Kicks. Well, he doesn't really drop music too much now. He transitioned to the engineering thing. I got some SoundCloud exclusives. Maybe total, I don't know, probably roughly like 20-something, I don't know. On my hard drive Kicks computer, I probably got 100+ songs. Yeah. Not even joking. A lot. I used to book a 6-hour session with Scooter and record 5 songs. Mixed and mastered. Like, me, him, and Kicks' chemistry, they know exactly what I like. They know if I can do something better, if I can't. They tell me if it's good, if it's bad. So they mixing it and as I'm recording it, as I'm punching it in. And that just came out efficiently.
Yeah.
But it wasn't always the best. Like some shit I listen back to and I don't necessarily like, which I could go back and fix.
Yeah.
But I only dropped two, 3 songs last year. I was more focused on like doing shows, to be honest.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I probably touched the stage like 20 plus times last year. 52
Yeah.
weeks in a year, so you feel me? That's probably once every other week. Started freestyling when I was like 16. You know, doing shit I wasn't supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
But if I'm being honest, bro, I probably haven't been taking it seriously in like a couple of years. And I probably should take it more serious than I do now. I'll probably say COVID really got me in the studio to try to perfect it, but I really started looking at it as a business in 22, 21, 22, probably 22, 2022, yeah, so 2-3 years. Both of my sisters are like fashionably inclined. My sister went to Columbia for fashion design. My other sister, she is an amazing hairstylist and makeup artist. And let me plug my sister. Hold on. You can find my sister on Instagram or TikTok at beauty_by_Ari. Yeah, look, check out my sister on TikTok, Instagram. She phenomenal. Love you, Ari. I only really write in my car. Like, I like hearing the music and the 808s through my car. Or if I'm driving and I hear like a certain few songs and I just get the urge to like want to rap or something like that, so I'll start looking for beats, or I'll go through my email and look for beats that I got, check out some beats, or I'll finish writing a song that I already started or try and progress that. But if I don't do that, I'm either in the studio with kicks and I punch it all in, so I freestyle. It's either really writing, freestyling in the studio with kicks. Honestly, it's really only those two things. People that I get feedback necessarily from, they appreciate the art for what it is, but I do know what you're saying, because like sometimes people feel like writing has a negative connotation essentially, rather than, you know, trying to perfect what you're doing, make it the way that you want it. For me, it hasn't been that way. I've definitely sent things to some of the homies or people that I value their opinion, and they was like, that sucks. If I'm proud of something and it's like sentimental to me, I won't really share it with people. And then I'll just be like, because I ain't even trying to hear the negative feedback. Then I look at you a different kind of way. Like, because I don't even necessarily make music for other people. I make music for myself.
Do you struggle with that aspect, or does it just come naturally for you?
I honestly feel like you have to care a little bit, but it came naturally, to be honest, because I pride myself on individuality, and I don't really like care what other people think. I don't want to say it like, oh, I don't care what people think. I know, like, can't make everybody happy, can't please everybody. So some people love you, some people hate you. Oh, give me the Kendrick Not Like Us beat. Okay, why not? It's gotta be, I don't know, I probably like that beat is crazy, or I like a lot of beats. I like beats with hard 808, so I like bouncy beats, things that like make you move, where I can say some wild shit. Have some crazy flows, but I would probably, like right now, as of right now, I would probably say Not Like Us. Shout out Monster. So crazy with his beats, like he did a few beats on Kendrick's album, and like they all pretty solid.
I told her once, I told her twice, you do not want to come with me tonight.
Not a lot of people know this, but I like to draw. I don't know, I'm just really big on expressing myself, so I like taking pictures. Like I don't like taking pictures, like modeling, I guess.
For sure.
Yeah,
for
I like
sure,
people
for
take.
sure.
I like being a canvas.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like shopping. You know, so I just like expressing myself creatively any way I really can.
Cause I usually miss everything that I'm supposed to see. Down bad day, yes, first.
In the early 70s, hip-hop exploded in popularity within urban party scenes. These creative individuals were able to take the breakdown of the song. There's no lyrics. And they were able to extend that beat out. It was almost the start of sampling stuff. They're chopping it up, they're making a new beat out of it, and they're getting that groove to go all night.
I started thinking about like how people will record, actually like busting shit down on like analog, and everybody having to be in the same building, the same room, and it's no stopping and going. Like, and if I was recording back then, I probably would have 4 songs out, bro. I'm not gonna sit there and cap, because I would have 4 songs that I feel like I could put out. Nah, I haven't heard of the last one.
I'm gonna put that on for you, because this was like how everything kind of got started. It's like the first actual like hip hop album.
It's more definitely like slam poetry.
That was revolutionary, bro. You hear something like that, and you're coming from, you know, like the community where you're like,
this is something that I'm living every day.
Right.
If they can relate to it, so of course they're gonna listen to something like that. They're gonna support another creator that came from where they came from. So I was just talking to my homie maybe a couple days ago. Shout out Cody, bro. But I was talking to him about like the inclusion that the world has in society. Because like when I was a kid, there's certain things that like I just was naturally attracted to because if there was someone like that that I could look up to that represented someone that looked like me. Sure. And that goes as being a black man. You know, I could understand why people would listen to that, especially back in the 70s.
Right.
You know, it's very empowering, to be honest.
Yeah, coming right out of the civil rights movement.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
So
yeah.
I definitely understand that.
So that was their self-titled first album, Last Poets. It really touched on political topics and social awareness within those communities. With that being like the early start to maybe like social justice activism, right?
I would agree with that, actually. Yeah.
So the way that lyricism started, like you touched on, no cursing, to all of a sudden, fuck the police, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like in the 80s now, right?
Hey, you see how I looked up?
Why do you think that the lyrics began shifting to a more direct approach?
Probably because neglect. Like, I wouldn't necessarily say like, oh, neglect completely, but like turning the other way. You know, it's still things that are happening to Black Americans that people aren't really looking at, bro. That shit is the reality of the situation, bro. And you need to look at the picture and look at the bigger picture and see what's really going on. Why are they saying this? This is their real life every day, what they live in. So like, it needs, like, we need justice somehow. So it was like a more in the face approach.
Yeah.
I would say, after trying to be, you know,
yeah,
protest the right way.
Any marketing agent would change up their approach if it wasn't working. You know what I'm saying?
Don't fix something that's not broken, but also change something if it ain't working.
That's the definition of insanity.
I was about to say the same thing.
Bro,
See, that's crazy. We actually really think the same. When's your birthday?
June 7th. When's yours?
April 18th.
Okay. So I was listening to a interview with 19 Keys, and he was saying the way that we could probably really start making a change is wanting what we have for others. And now that starts with people who are in an impoverished community, because all of the gentrification, he was saying, is coming in from outside sources. So, like, more often than not, white people are coming in, they're seeing abandoned building, damn, that could be a coffee shop. And let me run the numbers on coffee shops.
A lot of people go buy a bunch of property at a low rate, and then they try to gentrify the area. That's what's happening in the city, Parkway Gardens, where, like, off MLK Drive, like, where King Von and them from. That's what's happening there. They like pretty much getting rid of, I think personally they're gonna gentrify it. They're gonna try to gentrify the area. Pretty much knock it down and build it up and raise the price.
Yeah.
So
almost makes it unlivable for the community that was already there too as well. So what 19 Keys was saying is that the community needs to find a way to make a standpoint and have it be, how can we gentrify our own community?
And keep
you
it
know what
like
I mean?
in the family.
Right. Like let's build the wealth within ourselves.
And not even necessarily for it to be black or white. It's just, oh, I've lived here my whole life. Like for instance, if you know we was down the street and you had art gallery, I would refer people there all the time. I would personally shop there. You know, just because I've known you and I want to support your, you know, your passion and your dream. Right. So I don't think a lot of people think like that. And this is maybe a contradicting theory for me, but I think a lot of people are like, let me mind my own business. And more people are worried about people being non-approachable than approachable. So like the people are like, to myself, I want for me, rather than, oh, let me make my community better. And that shit goes a long way. You feel me? For like the next generation after that. But that shit goes a long way, bro. Cause like, I look at it in a way as like long-term investment. Because say you buy a house where we grew up and shit. If you, over time, you know, you pay your mortgage, you upgrade your house, you finish the basement, like that, and then your community's safe as well. You make sure you keep your community safe, and there's good schooling, and the kids go to school and they get good grades. It's just gonna make the home value go up, you know? It's a more desirable community. The more desirable things are for the masses, the higher the price goes up. And I feel like that, putting back into the community and gentrifying the community on your own. As a community, gentrifying the community. Rather than having some investors or hedge fund company come in and buy everything up and then they make the market on.
50 Cent was on a podcast talking about beef kind of pushing artists to push themselves.
It's like that competitive.
Right, exactly, that competitive nature. So do you think that more artists should be available to partake in the best of the best little war that's going on right now between Kendrick, Drake, and Cole?
I think there's best of certain things, like different categories. It's almost like sports. It's like having the best defensive player, having the best forward, having the best goalie, like that. So, like for football, best receiver, best hands, best route running, like thrower.
Got you.
Like
Yeah, same position, different tactics. Yeah.
Kendrick is great at lyrics. Drake is great at making a good song. So I think there's different people that are great at different things. So I wouldn't necessarily say like there should be more people in that conversation. I would say when shots are fired personally and directly, they need to be answered directly. If you're talking about me, I'm going to address you. If you feel me, I'm not going to be like, oh, well, I feel like I'm the best, but they had nothing, they didn't say shit about me, so I'm going to say something about them. No, I'm not going to get myself into that because it ain't my business.
Do you think that J. Cole should have been involved in that beef?
I mean, J. Cole was involved in that beef until his ass said, I don't want no problem. Like, who am I to say J. Cole should be involved or shouldn't have been involved? I mean, I don't give a fuck as long as I got quality music to listen to.
When you're listening to a song, do you care if it has a good story?
I'm picky, so I would say more so what aspect gives me joy. But when the song or the music has a story or background, I kind of like indulge in that. I kind of like obsess over it a little bit, so I educate myself on it. So I know I do that shit so I can pick up bars. Yeah. So I can be like, he said that because of this. And,
With the attention span of the average individual reducing over the decades, do you think that social media platforms are responsible for the recent trends in the new lyrics that are being put out being quick, punchy, short?
Did you listen to the Boss? Did you see the Boss Man D-Lo interview by chance? He was talking about everything, the studies. Songs went from like 4 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, and like now they like a minute and 50 minutes, and you feel me, minute and a half. So like the attention span, people pretty like on some real shit. People don't want to hear hook, verse. By the time that second hook come on, they ready to turn that shit off. So like, it's really just like the attention span is getting shorter, and it could be because of social media. It could be because people just want catchy shit. It could be because of, honestly, it probably is because of TikTok. TikTok, Instagram Reels, that shit, I mean, shit trendy.
So when you're scrolling on that, you watch one video for maybe a minute and a half, and then it's a completely different topic the next one.
Well, you completely forget that. It just wipes your mind clean. And like the good ones, it's just like you see them so much.
Is it currently, or do you think it will be detrimental to the genre itself?
I don't necessarily think it will ever die because I'm a fan of storytelling as well. We can go back from Slick Rick children's story to T Grizzly now with his robbery stories, you know? I love all of that, but I don't think it will die. I just think it's acquired taste.
Gotcha.
It's just like people who drink IPAs. It's an acquired taste.
Yeah.
Not because see you being a connoisseur of storytelling.
I'm a big storytelling kind of person, yeah. There were a number of iconic rap beefs throughout history. Were you East or West Coast?
Oh, I would say I am. This is controversial. West Coast. Because one of my favorite lyricists of all time was a part of the West Coast. Not saying he was in that East-West Coast beef, but he was an iconic West Coast artist.
Who?
Cube. He's an icon.
Well, speaking of Ice Cube, got probably the best diss track ever in my opinion. No Vaseline.
Yeah, I would say that. I would agree with that.
Was that your favorite, or you got a different one?
That's definitely the hardest. One that I like that not a lot of people know. It's 2 diss tracks. One and Shot was pretty funny to me. I don't know, it's a lot of shit. Like, Mini Man was pretty cool by 50. 50, like, I like that. I like rap beefs a lot, no lie. I have a song that was in a rap beef. Twitter Fingers, me and Justin. This nigga was talking crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, he was just saying a bunch of outlandish shit. And I ain't really with none of that shit, bro. Like, whatever. So my homie Justin was like, let's hop in the stew real quick. And it just happened. It's not like we planned on making it.
Are there any rap beefs that kind of blew you away?
The Drake and Kendrick one was pretty fucking wild.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. That's crazy. Drake suing this man. That one was pretty cool. Mariah and Eminem was crazy because bar for bar, Eminem won, but as the masses, Mariah Carey won, and a lot of people don't even know the song is about Eminem unless they watch the video. I don't know who to believe in that situation. I don't know, beefs. I don't know. I like petty shit. So, well, the NWA beef is probably the most significant for me.
Yeah.
Cuban, the rest of NWA, Easy, Ren, Yella. That was pretty cool. You know, Lynch Mob. I like that a lot. Tupac and Biggie, that was cool, but like, it was a big beef. I wasn't as like indulging in that as I was with the NWA beef.
Do you hear that J-Lo apparently is the one who had the pistol that killed Tupac in her purse?
Swear to God.
Yeah, apparently I just heard that today, bro. I don't know if that's 100% true, but that's obviously,
crazy.
that's what's being said at least.
Hey, Jenny from the block. Hey, Jenny is crazy.
Is there still a place for rap beef?
It's a tough question because I feel like competition brings the best out of people, but taking a life is a lot, you know, and I think people need to understand how to separate art from reality. And I've said this in my personal life to a lot of people, that a lot of people can't separate the art from the artist. Respect is a big thing. There's certain lines you probably shouldn't cross.
Do you think that the anticipation from the fans for a response kind of affects the situation, makes it a little bit...
1,000%. Like the response from fans is crazy. People gonna talk about you to the day you die, bro. Even after. People always gonna have something to say. Like I said, you can't please everybody. As long as you can look yourself in the mirror at night, then that's all that matters. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. If you respond, you don't respond. Who gives a fuck what anybody gonna say? Shit, social media, people gonna have something to say regardless.
Twitter fingers, baby.
Big head, literally. Hey, let me ask you a question before we change the topic. How did you feel when you heard... Because I think I sent it to you before we even dropped it. When I shouted you out and said your name for in the song.
Whipping Mercedes from slamming on tracks. Hit my man Buko to do all my tasks. Me and Kicks told you to stack all your rap. I told one.
Do you think that a majority of people who are listening to rap music nowadays know everything that's actually being talked about?
I ain't gonna lie to you. My own bars go over a lot of people's head. I don't expect everybody to get them. I try to dumb down my lyrics sometimes, but not everybody get them because they don't know me personally. You know, I'm not necessarily talking to the masses. Granted, it goes to the masses, but I'm doing this for myself. So I don't know, like, nah, they don't get the bars. They can't break those down.
Well, that's why like websites like Rap Genius and stuff like that exist.
Yeah, but even then, like, if they didn't have Rap Genius, some people, and like they didn't do the interviews, a lot of people wouldn't know the reality of the personality of the artist. And even then, if some people don't necessarily talk about that shit, like there's no Rap Genius on Eminem and Mariah Carey, for instance. A lot of times people don't break their bars down because it's personal. It's like more personal experiences.
Makes sense, actually. I never really thought about it that way. Do you feel like the artist has any responsibility to kind of explain those things to people?
No, because for instance, Lil Baby, he's has a microscope on him, so people know a majority of his life, so they know what he's talking about when he says certain shit. Somebody like myself, that's a smaller artist, you're not gonna pick up every single thing that I say, because you don't know where I come from, what I've been through, things that I've dealt with in my life, the losses that I've had, or anything like that, unless I blatantly say it. Some things I blatantly say, some things I don't. Limelight, a lot comes with that. Do I think I'm ready to mentally to take on that? Yes. It does. It's a lot that comes with that. I would have to prepare like my family. A lot of shit in my life would change, but the person that I am would never.
Do you feel any type of way about kids singing Not Like Us?
Kids nowadays, I'm not even gonna say that because I'm not even old. I'm 27. When I was younger, I was singing shit that I probably shouldn't have or that I didn't understand. I don't think everything is for kids. That a song like that, it's not just national, it's global. The more something is in your face and in your ear, I used to hate Doja Cat. And I done caught myself singing Doja Cat, caught myself singing Dua Lipa. I done caught myself like, bro, like...
Catchy, bro.
You feel me? I'll be honest, I listened to Drake and Kendrick's, both of their diss songs. They both on my playlist. If I had to pick, I think Kendrick won. He can go to the Super Bowl and play one song. People are gonna be mad, but people are gonna sing along. It will be the biggest troll of all time. I hope he don't do that. But
Yeah.
the song is... it rejuvenated Kendrick's career because Kendrick hasn't had like a #1 hit since 2015,
Mm-hmm.
2016, maybe 2017.
Yeah.
But it rejuvenated his career.
What have been some of your biggest obstacles in getting your name out there?
My effort, and that's just me being 100% transparent with you, bro.
Yep.
If I had to guess, a lot of people that make music or like try to make it in this, it's like two personalities, like damn near like schizophrenia. But like in reality, bro, the way that I am, like as my image is making music, it's really my actual like who I am. So one of my first debut singles, Who I Am, it was really me just being like, this is really who I am. I'm talking about everything in that song relates to me. You know what I'm saying? So I guess if I could really just like put every 1,000 egg in this music basket and put 100% disposable income into that shit, and I didn't have bills and, you know, living my life and have, you know, shit that I want to experience, like it would be different. I don't know, man. It's just, you know, it's a process.
Yeah.
And I'm trusting the process, you know. And, you know, I'm taking it slow because, like, I'm genuinely KB. Like, my mom, my dad, they call me KB. My brother, my sisters, like, my whole family called me KB. I've been KB since I was, like, 8 years old. So it was more of a personal thing at first. And then, you know, I just prefer to be called KB because that's, you know, who I am.
What keeps you motivated?
My family,
Yep.
the desire to succeed. You know, just I love experiencing things. My favorite thing in the world is experiencing things with people that I care about. So, you know, living my life to the fullest. Like I ride motorcycles. Rest in peace, my brother. Again, but like I like skydiving. You know, I like traveling. And
Yeah.
I would swim with sharks like that.
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah. Will you go without a tank or will you go? Depends on the shark.
I mean, I would do it to say I've done it.
Yeah,
I
dude. I feel like I'd have to do it too,
Yeah,
right?
you
Like
feel me?
I'm break, bro. Don't get me wrong, but I'll be doing it.
My heart would be beating 1,000 miles a minute. Yeah, but like I like doing things to say I've done it. Things
Me
that
too.
like can't nobody take away from me. You know, like this year I plan on running the marathon because you feel me? 26.2 miles. I did that.
Yeah.
Can't nobody take that shit from me. You know, me getting you know, my associates and shit like that. I went to college. I did that.
Yeah.
Can't nobody take that away from me. So
Yeah.
it's
I like that way of
you feel
thinking.
me? It's self-empowered.
I was gonna say, bro, it's a beautiful way to look at things.
It's like almost like a form of discipline for me. If I say I want to do something, I'll do it.
What's one of the biggest obstacles you found getting involved with music?
Becoming complacent with not sharing and pushing my art. Again, like I said, I don't do this for nobody else other than myself. So there's times where I look like I'm listening to a song and I'm like, I feel like the best rapper alive. And that's just genuinely how I feel at that moment. Who am I to say as a grown man that somebody's better than me? That's not in my competitive nature. You know what I'm saying? If somebody does something, I feel like I can do it as well.
Nice.
You know? And I just don't really think that me being the way that I am with like being content with not giving a fuck about anybody else's opinion other than, you know, my own and the ones that are close to me, especially like my own when it comes to my art, it hurts me in a way because I don't care to share it necessarily. Like if I record a song and I love the song, the songs that I hate that I've dropped that people love, it's a consumer based thing. It's just me being more comfortable with pleasing other people.
Do you have a plan to combat that for this upcoming year?
I need to drop more music regardless. I need to get my face in front of a camera more and get my personality out there. But I just want to, you know, make quality music because the deeper I get into the process, the better I get.
Yeah.
So everything that I do becomes better and better and better, and I perfect my craft. So I don't necessarily think it's necessarily that. If it's a song that I want it to sound a certain way, it's gonna sound that way. And I just need to be more consistent, I'd say, as in promoting, releasing, visualizers.
Tyler the Creator had one of my favorite quotes. You spent how long working on a song, working on your piece, whatever it is, and you only promoted it once? You only put it on your story one time?
Exactly.
But honestly, I've noticed a huge difference since I try to promote more, just like even up throwing up a story or whatever. Like,
who gives a f-? The people get tired of you posting the same shit. They either one, unfollow you, and that like they're not a real supporter, bro.
Right.
And, like I do the same. Like I'm guilty of the same shit, bro. Like I post my shit a few weeks maybe, but like I need to post my. When he said that, he was still promoting Igor, his Igor album. You know what I'm saying? And that was like a year and a half after.
Yep.
So like, shit, and that already won album of the year, and he produced and did everything on that himself, mixed, mastered, all of that. So I need to do, I don't know, bro. I just need to be all in, to be honest, bro. And that's personal Fault. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a new year.
Yeah. Do you ever find yourself getting in an altercation, either like at shows with people in the crowd or with other artists, physically, anything like that?
Not no more.
Not no more?
Not no more. I used to be a hothead, bro. I used to be tripping.
Yeah.
I used to be tripping. I ain't got cap. Not even necessarily like it was me tripping. I'm based off principles.
Got you.
Yeah, I'm based off principles. But I speak my mind. You know, sometimes people don't like that. I got a strong personality. Sometimes that clashes with people, but I've chilled out a lot.
Yeah.
You know, so like I'm a lot more laid back, but I don't really get into altercations no more. I'm grown as hell. They'll lock me up and throw away the key with my black ass.
When Ice Cube was gonna release It Was a Good Day, he got a lot of backlash from his friends saying that's not hard, bro. You're a hard rapper. What you doing putting shit out? And he goes, "What? I can't have a good day?"
You feel me?
Right? Do you ever feel like you're getting any pressure to put certain
Kind of music out?
Yeah.
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 I ain't gonna lie to you because I got a raspy voice. My voice cuts through the beat a different kind of way. So my engineers it's easier for a vision to be aligned with two people when it's what's expected. For instance, if I was coming to you and I was like, hey, I want a traditional tattoo, but I don't really know what I want. I just want a traditional woman, pinup girl. We'd be aligned on that. It's definitely a fine line, but not everybody sees the vision.
How much of an impact does trying to cater towards
The masses?
yeah, because I know I struggle with putting out art that I think is just wicked versus what I know would sell.
First things first, when you become a creator, you have to understand that you're not everybody's cup of tea. Like straight up, like I know people like this beautiful art on your wall, bro. I know people that don't like koi fish, that you feel me, don't like bats, and it's just like, who gives a? That's just my opinion, That's how my brain's wired, but I'm not doing this to satisfy the masses. I'm doing this because this is what I genuinely have a passion for, and I'm doing it for myself. I want to see my vision come to life.
How do you feel that the change in lyrical approach is affecting the main communities that are listening to it?
I feel like a lot of the times it doesn't make sense. It's like a lot of the times people aren't looking for, complexity. They're not looking for complexity in lyrics, and it's like boom, like here it is, take it and leave it. You know what I'm saying? It's like very face value.
So one thing I've noticed in a lot of rap videos is that there's a lot of women, there's guns, there's drugs, and designer fashion, right? They're all like kind of tied back to a quote unquote successful lifestyle, at least financially. You got to be financially well off to have a lot of drugs. You got to, it's all expensive and shit, you know what I'm saying? Good looking. So do you feel that there's this sense of
You just hit on me and call me good looking? No.
Do you feel like there's a sense of glamorization towards drug use in today's culture?
1000%.
Do you think that that has anything to do with the record labels trying to perpetuate it because it sells?
I think it's a product of the environment. It's hard to say. I'm not sitting here and saying I come from a bad neighborhood. I come from a great neighborhood, to be honest. I come from a great family. Me personally, I'm the youngest of all of my siblings. I never went through like much of a struggle, in my childhood. So I'm thankful for that and thankful for my parents for working very hard for that and, getting me everything that I've ever wanted. They definitely make the younger generation more curious. I don't think that weed is necessarily a gateway drug. I think it depends on the individual, but they definitely glamorize drug use, I would say. It's a very fine line between that because like I'm a person that believes in doing what they want to do and having a conscience of their own. I can't say that artists or record labels don't glamorize drug use.
Do you think that the fact that it's so commonly talked about in today's music is partly responsible for the loss of how many overdosing rappers we've had in the past couple of years?
I mean, shit, I don't even necessarily want to talk about rappers. I would talk about like humanity in total, because if you make it to that status and you become like a well-known rapper where people have a magnifying glass on your life and know that you take drugs or whatever, this, that, and the other, I feel like you have the ability and the opportunity to be able to stop. And I'm not saying that's easy. I'm not saying that at all. But you're also influencing these kids where they think it's cool because it's glamorizing that lifestyle. I would more so rather talk about the losses that we've had from other kids being clinically addicted to certain things because their body can't function without, whether that's alcohol or, prescription pills or, and like hallucinogens, anything. It's a fine line, but I think that responsibility does go to the artist, like more so than less. But I do, like, people are a product of their environment, so they are talking about what they know. It has to become a point in time where change becomes a part of the conversation because you have to mature and grow, but not everybody is capable.
Have you noticed that there's any sort of desensitization towards violence over the years?
I think it's a combination of everything with society. Like violence is plastered everywhere. It's mainstream media and it's more common and it's more publicized.
Unfortunately, it sells.
I'm not gonna lie, it does sell, especially, me talking about, what I ride around in the car with definitely sells. I'm not gonna lie to you. And it sounds good. Everybody like, oh yeah. But like, it's the way that the society is run.
Yeah.
And not necessarily a good thing, but not necessarily a bad thing either. I would say it's more of a bad thing than a good thing.
Rod Wave had a talk with his father who told him that each song that he puts out is almost like an anthem. And so each of these kids that are out there singing this anthem, it's almost like they're creating a mantra to live by. After hearing that conversation, Rod Wave changed his lyrical approach and began avoiding violence in his lyrics. Do you feel any sort of responsibility to make changes in the lyrics that you put out to kind of better the community?
To be honest, now I do. Now I do. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here and say like, this shit I talk about is good. Most of the shit I talk about is just like that I hear that sounds good or shit that I, experience and I have a certain way of portraying it. But with the talent that I have, I feel like there ain't no reason that I can't express positivity and make it sound good as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have to glorify the negative. I appreciate that though.
Yeah, bro. Speed round, okay? Do you have any shows coming up? When and where?
It's like March 15th, Chicago. January 30th or 31st, Aurora, Illinois.
Favorite food?
If I could eat anything every day for the rest of my life, steak.
How you like it cooked?
Medium well. I'm not a...
I used to be well done, bro. I used to be well done. Now I'm like medium rare, bro. I'm better. You got a website?
Instagram, if anything, KB_London.
And there were a few other quick questions that we weren't able to get in before the camera died. So it looks like we're going to have to do another one, buddy. And I just want to thank everyone who made it to the end of this video for sticking around. Over the next few months, I'll be talking with musicians, writers, survivors, and asking them the questions that they wish their friends would. And I created this series with the intention of shining a light into areas of creativity that people are familiar with, but they might not fully understand the gravity of, which led to the first episode. And our first guest was a good friend of mine, KB. He provided us a lot of insight on balancing life and a musical career and the intersections in between the two. But something really unexpected happened over the next few days while I was editing this. Especially in the times when the doubt would creep in, I would picture KB saying, if someone else can do it, I feel like I can do it myself. And man, is he right. He unknowingly created a foundation for self-confidence by teaching us that the first step in helping others begins by finding strength within ourselves. So thank you once again to KB. Thanks for coming out. Make sure y'all grab tickets to his show. Make sure you guys follow him on Instagram. And I will see you guys next time. Peace.
Is this your music?
Yeah, died, bro.
Clearly. You got the tape and everything. Yeah, one thing that I didn't expect to get as much support from people that I, have known throughout high school, childhood, like that, bro. I get a lot of support from the people that have known me for a while. Because, shit, inflation's a motherfucker, bro.